Yet, we burn billions of dollars on job sites simply because no one looking at the right data at the right time. I'm Egor Folley, and at Modellina AI, we're automating job sites by transforming visual data into actionable insights. $88 billion loss on avoidable rework simply because of poor project documentation. But construction is an essential industry. It is 13% of global GDP, and last year we had a pivotal moment. We crossed $2 trillion in annual construction spend, and that was the moment that changes everything. The only problem is 90% of data on construction goes unused, causing a drastic $31 billion loss on rework, and simply because of poor project data. So at Modellina AI, we bring a vision AI agent to help companies extract valuable insights and prevent costly rework. We help construction managers identify errors before they happen, and we help them with site documentation, quality control, asset assurance, as well as automation of report. With agent at scale, volumes of data can be processed, whether it's 10 to 10 million images. We aim to reduce rework by 22% with 35% faster issue resolution. For projects of hundreds of millions, you can save up to 18 million in cost overruns. And the problem here is not a novel one, so you might wonder why us? Well, we're living in the best time of consumerization of AI. Multimodal LLMs are highly efficient, and they're so cheap and they're so fast to provide the essential value. There are already amazing companies in the market, and they're operating in the field, but we are not here to compete with them. Rather, our goal is to enhance the use of construction data. We help companies unify data across multiple sources to help them make most effective decisions. We're operating an $18 billion market, and we are focusing on jobs automation market. And by capturing and obtaining only 10%, we can make $315 million in revenues. We mainly aim for the firms who have more than 500 million in revenues, and we're building SaaS product with industry-specific models and vertical solutions. And by building the best product, we will grow with the word of mouth, and then we will scale up with enterprise pilot and tech integrations. We started in December last year, and in less than 60 days, we conducted more than 40 customer discoveries. We're now discussing 3 pilot projects. One with general contractor who last year did 500 million, and 2 construction tech companies who are operating in the field. We see how companies and people are positively reacting to our demo project, so we know that the problem is there, and we are here to help you solve it. We will start with the 3 pilot projects. We'll get our first revenues and customer discoveries, case studies. We will release our product, and by the end of this year, we aim to make 15,000 in monthly revenues with 3 customers on board. We are starting by building a small core product monopoly, but we dream big, so we aim to hit 1.2 billion in annual revenues in just 10 years. I myself has been working on AI and computer vision for more than 9 years. I've been doing my PhD in nanorobotics before, and this is my second construction tech startup. I'm currently looking for a co-founder who can help me build a great product, but I have already fantastic advisors. Misha Nikulin, with more than 20 years of experience in the industry and who's been working in a leading position in top 3 EPC companies. And Dan Elias, who built the SkySpecs from the scratch into the more than $100 million company. And together, we can make it happen. We still have some room for pilot projects, so I encourage you, let's connect via this QR code. Let's discuss how we can build a synergetic alliances. And of course, thank you for your time. You're an amazing audience.
So Mike Mahan, Stanley. Are you going to focus in specific areas for your investigation and rework analysis, like facades or concrete pours or whatever it may be? Like, is there a specialty?
Well, at this moment we're discussing safety compliance as the first application because we found potential pilots, but I think it's on our roadmap as a future project. So we decided to focus on a small niche solution, and then we'll scale to other applications as well.
CRH. Could you walk us through a few of the safety use cases you're talking about and how you train your model to do this?
Yeah, actually a couple of days I built a small prototype for the general construction as I explained. So basically we are now looking for ways to make video and images to work on in terms of how can AI detect potential issues and prevent them. So in that sense, we built three applications. First of all, we're looking for big vehicles, heavy vehicles, and we're looking for potential dangerous spots and hazardous areas to basically track and have some kind of like science to predict if they're going to be some crash. Secondly, we detect if the human is wearing any PPE application, basically a helmet or a glove, and if he's working on the heavy machinery or not. And the first use case was a simple application where people work on dangerous areas. If we can know if the best way to work, they will have more protection. So basically, the idea is that we upload all the images, AI tracks, detects specific relevant objects, and from that it reasons into specific outcome in terms of how can we actually act in that case.
Can you explain a little bit, if you find an error with your solution, I guess practically talk to me, how does your customer act on that? Like what's the value that you're adding, and what's the real problem that you're solving that they can actually act on? And how's that different from how they're discovering those errors today?
Yeah, it's actually coming from the customer discoveries again. So they right now hit the 500 million in revenue, and they say how right now they need actually more safety compliance features. So in that sense, they want to have an understanding that their job is more safe for this insurance or potentially loss score. So in that sense, we just not just using SQL computer vision as train on the specific data to predict a specific outcome. Rather than we use the multimodal LLMs to use video and text in both case scenarios. So before companies we have computer vision who can detect and give you some information about the potential issues. Now we have more real-time understanding what's happening on the site and how can we use this information to avoid potential crashes. Answer your question?
So is it only safety related?
As the first use case, yes, because we decided to focus there since we see there's a need. Originally, I started with progress tracking, and where people put me on my place and say, hey, there's open space and drone deploy, so don't even bother. But maybe eventually we'll go there.